Very efficient.
Yo, 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 when the beat drop, and now I can't stop. Rhyme flow, and this is how I go. Mac Miller, this is what I do for show. For him, cause you know I remind me on a whim to go for my dream and sin. And go for what's good, go for it in. I gotta win, this is how I see my life. And I'm still single, now I have no wife. I'm just married to the game, looking for some fame. And I think I'm lame, but I'm here to get some game. Cause it's just practice, like I said before. And man, I just think I'm hardcore. It's in my dreams, my schemes. This is how I live, how I gotta give. I'm so positive, I'm just doing up what I think is up. And you know me, I'm a champ, not a chump. So I take a dump every morning, wake up real tight, this is the warning. If you come across my face, I tell you know your place. And it's just here till I win this race. Cause I'm doing things on my time, doing things to make a rhyme. And it's cool I rhyme, cause I think it's cool to make it rhythm, make it scheme. You know this is me, my team, just solo. And I go YOLO every day my way. And you know I say this is me, K-billz on this to play. And you gotta hear what I say. Oh wait, this time what I rhyme, do it here man, no need to crime. That's just me, and I think I'm cool man. And you know it is the real name, Kbillz. Oh damn, fill it up, fill it now, I'm the man. Can you see I gotta understand where I stand? This be on my time, tell you another bill on this fucking rhyme. Oh, it's cool, it's rich. You know, this is me, and I'm not a bitch, not yet. But I will make that bet, cause I got a trip there and I make it set. Come on, this is what I do, summon the power. I gotta cower right in this tower. Nah, that's not how I live my life, cause it's positive till I reach my wife. This is what I say, come on. You know me, man, gotta summon that power, come on. Gotta feel it in my bones, you know, get the throne. This is me, king of my homes. This is what I do, what I say is true. Come on, man, I gotta stay it you. And it's with me that you see it can be lovely. So join me, please, don't be a tease. I say it, receive this, and I know I can't miss. Like I said, I am on target. Let's do it, bill number 2. I said this before, you know it's true. So, let's begin. Well, last time I was talking about my most costly bill that was not being, well versed in many languages. I mentioned Tamil. I forgot to mention French. We are Canadians, or most of us that are probably going to be listening to us through this podcast are Canadians. Again, if you're not, that's cool. But it's good to know 2 languages. Again, you have more people to communicate with. If you know French, you can speak to all the French-speaking countries, French colonies, whatever it is. Again, I can't say I support such a thing in terms of colonization, but it is what it is. You can speak to them. There's that standard set in place. More people to communicate, more people to hear their thoughts, their dreams, whatever it is to influence you and you to influence them. That would be such a great thing. That being said, another bill that I want to talk about, again, I'm going to mention a specific product, is specifically a bike roller. So if you've seen some of my YouTube videos, one of them is called Balance. It shows me on a bike roller with my bike, and it shows me rapping, freestyling, specifically hitting a speed bag. It's supposed to show 3 different things that are usually done solo, done by themselves, but I put them together to show that I didn't do any of them at their fullest extent, 100%, because I was trying to balance all 3 things. That's why it seems kind of haphazard, it seems kind of silly, but I really wanted to get that across, that sometimes it's good to do a lot of things, but the problem is when you do a lot of things, especially at the same time, you're going to slack at each one of them. You're not going to do them at 100%. If you focus on one item, one specific thing, you have the capability of doing that one thing at 100%. Again, it's up to you. It depends what activity it is. Sometimes you don't see it as important. For example, if you're vacuuming your room, you don't have to just focus on that one activity and be the best vacuumer of your life. There's no point. You're not going to get an award for it. It's not going to change that much if you put 50% into it and we're listening to music or watching a movie at the same time. Again, it really depends on how you want to multitask. But that's how I wanted to bring that up, the specific item called a bike roller. Now, it is basically a treadmill for bikes, a bicycle, if you will. Now, I spent around $200, including shipping, to get it to my house. It requires no power. It is just 2 metal drums attached by 2 metal pieces. These 2 drums are allowed to spin because you rest your 2 wheels of your bike onto them. And all you do is when you rest your 2 wheels of your bike onto them, you pedal. And it acts like a treadmill. You stay in one place and you're allowed to bike indoors. Like I said, no electricity, nothing really else that is needed other than space to put this item and be able to place a bike on it with you sitting on the bike. And if it's all cleared, if there's nothing in your way, you can bike indoors. Probably one of the best things I've bought in my life. I love biking. And now, even through the winter or any rainy day or any time I really want to bike indoors, I can. Now, I bring this up as my second bill because everyone needs to improve their wellness, their health. And I mean everyone. It can be improved. There is no plateau. You might be saying, okay, I reached 6% body fat. I'm at my current weight. I can bench 2 plates. Whatever your goals are, that's good. But there's always room for improvement. And what type of improvement I'm talking about is specifically cardiovascular. That is one of the best ways to improve for yourself. Cardiovascular exercise will help you in all sports, all ways of life. It's basically improving your specific breathing and your heart. Those are the 2 things that are basically working around the clock for you. When you're sleeping, your heart is still beating. When you're sleeping, you're still breathing. Even when you're doing low activities, your heart might not be beating at 100 beats per minute, but it's still working. Generally, to get good or to get a better heart, sometimes you have to be able to withstand very high rates of beating per minute and also have a very good resting heart rate. For example, if you were jogging and you were able to maintain a very low resting heart rate, it means that your body, your heart, and your cardiovascular system is being very efficient. You can only get to that level when you exercise a lot, know how to calm your mind, know how to deal with specific stressors, and make that not let you panic. That can be helpful through any type of exercise, but cardiovascular exercise is where it's at to improve that. Again, that includes jogging, that includes biking, skipping, anything that makes you increase your heart rate and breathe quicker. Now, there's aerobic and anaerobic exercise. One is basically saying aerobic, including oxygen, and one is saying anaerobic, not including oxygen. Both of these 2 types can be based off cardiovascular exercise. Now, one of them, aerobic, can be things like biking, such as getting a bike roller, biking indoors. Another could be anaerobic, such as swimming. Swimming is a great exercise. Again, you're supposed to be more efficient with little oxygen. When swimming, you can't breathe all the time. If you're doing front crawl, for example, you breathe a little bit, you do a few strokes, then you lift up your head again to breathe again. To be a good swimmer, you have to be able to maximize those times you breathe and the amount of force you are using within the water. Now, again, not all of us have a swimming pool available or a gym that has a swimming pool or whatever it is. But most of you have a space where you live. All you need is basically a doorway, a bike, and now I'm saying a bike roller. So if a bike roller costs around $200, I suggest getting a bike which will cost around $200 if you buy it used. Again, don't buy a mountain bike. You'll see the cheaper bikes are mountain bikes. There's no use for it. Most people are gonna bike on the sidewalk, bike on the road, whatever it is. You might as well get a hybrid or road bike. Mountain bikes are for specific trails. I'm gonna tell you right now, all the people who are riding mountain bikes in the city or whatnot, they're basically ruining their tires. There's no point. It's a waste of money. If you're a seasoned biker, your second bike could be a mountain bike, because again, you can pick certain trails that you want to go on. You can travel places, bring it. But if you're going to ride this bike anywhere within the city, I suggest getting a hybrid bike or a road bike. Now, if you get those two things, imagine you can get a bike for $200, bike roller for $200. I'm talking about a bill that can cost you $400. I'm saying it's totally worth it. Again, the learning curve for a bike should be easy. Hopefully you learned how to ride a bike when you were younger. Even if you didn't, tons of YouTube videos. Your friend probably knows how to ride a bike. They can show you. Once you learn it, you can learn within 15 minutes. Change your life. All right? So I suggest you get a bike first if you don't already have one. $200. I'm pretty sure you can find one. If you can, I'll help you find one. Now, if you want to take your workout to the next level, like the first bill I brought up, get a bike roller. The learning curve's a little high because to ride a bike on basically a conveyor belt or 2 drums of metal without holding on to anything, without your wheel placed, is very difficult. It took me maybe an hour to get used to, and even now it's still very difficult. It's just the way you have to balance. Now there's still things you can buy. If you really wanted to make sure that you don't fall, you can buy tire holders and other things that you can do. Now, again, if you're worried about that, you can set your bike roller in a doorway. You can ride in between the doorway, and if you feel like you're gonna like fall over or whatnot, you can just hold the guard of the door, the outline of the door, and basically you will hold yourself upright. It's that simple. Now, what makes a bike roller so great? It's because, again, it doesn't require any energy. It's just all you. You can ride indoors. You can watch your movies. It's a little loud because it's basically you pedaling indoors. But you can watch a movie. You can listen to music. You can bike literally indoors with the space necessary of 2 meters by length and I guess 1 meter by width. That's it. Height, it depends how tall you are and what kind of bike you're on. But generally, that's it. And think about this way, you're improving your cardiovascular ability indoors without using any energy, so your energy bill won't go up. It doesn't require that much space. So if you want to put away your roller, imagine it's the size of a very small coffee table, okay? And even smaller than that because it's not as high. The width and length of a coffee table, but basically maybe half a foot off the ground. That's it. You can put it underneath a bed. You can put it hanging on the wall. It really is very convenient. Another thing that it does is, even though it improves your cardiovascular exercise, your capabilities, whatever it is, one of the main uses of it is coordination. Because your bike, it's not an exercise bike. It's not fixed to the ground. You're actually riding a bike on 2 drums of metal that are spinning. So you can actually turn, you can play with it. You have to work on your balance. You have to work on your weight distribution. These are small things that people don't think of when they do a workout. And these are things you will have to think about doing this type of workout. And it's good because people don't think about core exercises. And when you ask someone, what is a core exercise? They'll say something funny where it's something that you can't really clench. It's a type of muscle you can't really move. It is just existing there. Those are core muscles. They're hard to work on. But there's ways to improve your core. And sometimes it's not about building muscle. It's about understanding your core, specifically balance. If you've ever been on this semicircle inflated ball, you stand on the basically the back side of this ball and you balance on the inflated part on the bottom. You'll see that it doesn't really require muscle strength, but it requires about you understanding your balance, how you shift your weight. That is still a good skill because it improves your coordination. This is exactly the same thing a bike roller does. Coordination is an important thing to improve. Some people think it's always about muscles, it's always about how you look, but sometimes you really got to train your brain as well. And that's through coordination. Again, some of the things that it might improve on is how you walk, how your awareness of things, your reaction time, surprisingly. Those are things that actually might save your life in the future or even save you from injury. If you had better balance, you might not roll your ankle as much. If you're very aware of your surroundings and better reaction time, you might avoid a car crash. It sounds far-fetched, but it is true. Things that improve your coordination, again, it's hard to measure because you can't just see a muscle and say, hey, you worked on that muscle. But you'll see they will improve your life. Coordination specifically. So that's why in this podcast, I really want to go over that specific item, the bike roller, bikes in general, cardiovascular exercise. It's a bill you should pay for. It will improve your life. Again, if you want to talk to me more about it, I will easily talk my head off. I'll talk your head off. I got a lot to say, but let's end it here. Hope you learned a lot. Let me know if you didn't. K-billz out.